Type of a man that will give you slow morning kisses on a Monday, tight warm hugs on a Tuesday, flatter with you the entire Wednesday, teach you about how to handle hardship in life on a Thursday, take you to my parents for blessings on a Friday, and then make babies on a Saturday. And then go on our knees and tell the Almighty Father, thank you for the life that you've given us on a Sunday. So how lucky are you? We may have not met yet, but something tells me that you've got a cute face, a face that reflects the brighter future that we'll have and the family that we'll raise together. We may have not met yet, but something tells me that you've got manners that will make my daughter proud to call you a mother and a role model. We may have not met yet, but something tells me that you've got a personality that will teach my son how to treat ladies like a gentleman. So, tell your neighbor who's now stalking on you wherever you are that he's totally wasting his time. Because destiny has already told me that you and I are meant for each other. And in case we don't meet here on earth, I'm 100% sure we'll meet in the afterlife. So to my future wife, my last question is, will you marry me?
Ladies, ladies, answer that question from K2.
No, wait. That is a poem. I'm a married man. Yo, don't get me in trouble with my madam at home. I know she's watching.
Answer him. Hi guys, you're welcome to Debbie's show, and today with us is a very interesting guest. I won't say much about him because he has so much to tell us about himself. It's K2.
What's up?
Hi,
I'm doing
you're welcome
good.
to Debbie's show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, tell us who you are, your name, and just tell us more about yourself.
So how are you guys doing? My name is K2, Poet K2, aka the storyteller, aka son of the South, and obviously aka the only brown South Sudanese in Kenya. And if you doubt that, you're my enemy. So I'm a performing spoken word artist, I'm a storyteller, I'm an MC, I'm a refugee rights advocate.
Okay,
Yes.
going back to your name K2, what is the full meaning of K2?
Now that is a name that I've been asked a lot because I believe we have a lot of famous K2s back in the motherland, yeah. So now let me make this clear for the records, yeah. So I'm a South Sudanese and I was born in Kenya. I was born in Kenya in Kakuma refugee camp. So the two Ks, the first K represents Kenya, the country that I was born in. The second K represents Kakuma.
Okay.
Now the town of the refugee camp that I was born in. So instead of calling it two Ks, you switch it the other way around, it becomes K2. And that is how I came up with the name. I've had the name for like 19 years now, so it's not a new thing. So to whoever that just got the name recently, leave it to me now. Yours is the recent one. Yes.
That's very interesting,
Yeah.
actually, because we've all been wondering what is the meaning of K2, K2, K2.
Now you know.
Yeah, we
Yes.
know. And tell us, when did you start your poetry?
I've been doing poetry for the last 7 years right now. This year we'll be getting into the 8th year.
Okay.
I started doing poetry back in 2016, but that is when I started having an interest. Started doing it exactly 2017 professionally, if I may say. By 2019 professionally, that is when now I started like doing it now more and more and more.
Okay, did you start it in Kakuma?
No, I started it in high school back in Nandi County. There's a school called Kabiet Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, there's this one time we went for an event, a school event, and then there's a guy that was doing poetry, and from what he was saying, I was relating to some of the things that he was talking about. And later on when I went back to school, I said let me see if I can also preach the things that I'm passing through, or people are passing through poetry. And I started, and as they say, the rest is history.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your inspiration behind your poetry?
So basically, I didn't just get into poetry just because of the guy that did it. Basically, we refugees go through a lot, and there are things that people go through on a daily basis, but there's nobody to speak on behalf of the voiceless. Yeah. So that is way back then. So I told myself that one day, one time, if I get a chance, not knowing that I will be a poet, I told myself one day if I get a chance of speaking up for people, be it in any kind of a way, be it advocacy, be it in terms of music, be it in terms of poetry, I'll get that chance and do it. So when I now got a chance of becoming a poet, that inspired me now a lot. So basically, what inspired me most of the time to do my poetry, I get my inspiration from the daily activities that people go through, and also my personal stuff that I go through as a human being too. Yes.
Okay, that brings us to one of your poems is entitled as Refugee.
Yes.
What can you tell us about that?
Refugee. Basically, we as South Sudanese, we've been refugees in Kenya for the last 30 and like 3 decades and counting. That is like 30 something years.
Yeah.
So me being myself, I was born a refugee because I was born in the camp, just like I had said earlier.
Yeah.
So when I was writing that poem, basically what inspired me to write that poem is because of what happened back in the motherland back in 2013 that made a lot of people to be even more refugees. So I got an inspiration from that because through what happened in 2013, I lost relatives, I lost friends, I lost people that I've interacted with. So I was talking about things that we as a country are going through, what is dividing us as a country, like issues to do with tribalism. You know, South Sudan has 64 tribes,
Yeah.
and that is one thing that people don't know. Most of the time, you'll find that people are only focusing on the tribes that I'm talking about, that people focus on mostly the 2 tribes or that tribe. So I decided to take the lead of talking about this thing. What is separating us as a country? What are the things that need to be done? How are people viewing us outside here, and the way like things are being said about South Sudan? So yeah, so basically that is how I wrote the poem, and I'm happy that that it has related to some to most of the people, and most of the people have come out to say that whatever that you're preaching is positively, and it has changed the narrative of how I think, and I think that is the main aim that I was writing the poem for.
Okay, concerning the point still,
Mhm.
were you targeting the South Sudanese audience or were you targeting the foreigners?
I was not targeting the foreigners, just like I had said earlier.
Who were you educating in your
I
poem?
was educating basically a general term as a refugee.
Okay.
Well, I'm not only talking about South Sudanese. I'm talking because in an example here in Kenya, we have refugees from different, like it's a diverse. When you go to the refugee camp, Kakuma or Dadaab or Kalbaye right now, we have 3 refugee camps here in Kenya. You'll find that the refugee camp is diverse with a lot of refugees from different communities. We have refugees from Somali, Burundi, Rwanda. So I was talking about what we as refugees go through, and since I myself am an example, or my country is an example, so I used my country as an example of what refugees in general globally
Okay.
go through and what makes them to be refugees.
Oh,
Yes.
that's very interesting because
Yeah.
I feel that all the refugees face the same thing all over.
Yes.
And that brings us to how far have you gone with the journey of poetry?
I can't say I've gone that far. It's been 7 years of 7 years of ups and down, 7 years of preaching, 7 years of being rejected sometime, 7 years of getting acceptance at last. So far so good, I can say. Not that far, but we've preached. So long as there's 1 or 2 people that are inspired or are getting the message that you're saying, that itself is very good, and I can say that is a milestone for me. So long as people relate to what I'm talking about, people are inspired, and it's changing the narratives of what people think about. That is a milestone for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what platforms or what stages have you performed in?
The last, I think the latest one that was a very big platform. I got a chance to represent refugees, to speak on behalf of refugees. That
I
was
think we all saw that.
yes, courtesy of Film Aid Kenya.
Yeah.
I went to the Kenya National TV, that is Citizen TV, and yeah. So I think that one alone made my advocacy in terms of poetry to reach a large audience. So that is, I think that is the biggest one that I've gone to so far.
Do you feel that has opened more doors for you?
Yes, exactly. The moment I remember. Now here's the thing. I'm going to criticize our people a bit. Huh?
Yeah.
To be more specific, our South Sudanese people. Poetry has not been accepted back at home. I don't know. Is it because they think that? I remember people reaching way before all these things started coming. There were negative comments. People reaching out to me, telling me that even my own friends, they were telling me that K2, this poetry of yours that you've been doing all this time long, you're wasting your time. You're just trying to convince us that the world is sad and yet nothing is happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been criticized a lot by our people based on this. Rarely do we get platforms to come and preach. They only talk of, they only invite musicians that praise people. So basically, they're paid sometime to write song.
Yeah.
So those are the things that they are focused on, but they don't know the power of poetry. They don't know, because mostly we don't speak based on like, we don't just imagine and speak. We speak based on things that people have gone through. We speak based on experiences. So that is one of the things that people have not been accepting it. But the moment they start seeing that I'm doing well, and the moment I was on the national television, I started getting invitations to the shows. So that alone shows that there's this saying that people always say that once they see you now climbing higher, that's when they want to associate with you. And I'm not saying this that I don't want people to associate with me, but at least there are poets like me that have not gotten this platform, that are not known. Give them chances too. It's not that until they reach to the national television, that is when you see the worth. Yeah, so I think after that interview, not only did I get invitation from our people, but I also got invitation to go into events.
So you got a chance to perform for a South Sudanese stage.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I even hosted an event. I was an MC at some of our events.
Okay.
I even got a chance to go to the Netherlands embassy. There was an event that was there, so I got a chance to also perform there. So I think through that it opened a bit of has opened doors.
It has opened doors for you.
Yes.
And can you tell us about any memorable performance?
Any memorable performance?
Like your best memory.
I can't say my best, because I think whenever I'm performing, I'm not performing for me to be the best, or for it to be the best, but I'm performing for people to get the message directly. There's an event that I did. We did a combination of 5 of my friends. No, we were 4 of my friends and then me. We did it like in November 18th. That is the event. And I think that is the memorable one, because when I was performing specifically now, this poem, the refugee poem, when I was performing, our people were seated in the audience. My sisters from South Sudan, our brothers, my brother Nene Sebit Gordon was even there. And when I was performing, I could see the emotions that our people were letting out. And that broke my heart a bit, because like it took me away. Like I got emotional to an extent. Once I was done performing, I broke down in front of the stage. The same people that were crying had to come on stage to come and comfort me, and I had to be taken to go and sit down. So I think that was one of the most memorable one, because I think the message now had touched me a lot, it touched my
Okay, it
people.
touched you because you saw how the
Yeah.
reaction of
Our
your
people. Yes, so it
Okay.
means like they were really relating to it, and whatever that I was speaking about is really what they're going through, and they
What
will
they're
really
going
want
through.
it to be to change.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you feel that sometimes the message you're giving out there is doing a lot of impact?
I think so, because I've had people reaching out to me. I've had people reaching out because there's a not only is it this poem. I do a lot of poetry, because so basically, first of all, I do narrative poetry. So that is like because there are three type of poetry. There is narrative, dramatic, and then lyrical. Lyrical, it's more of writing. Dramatic, that is based on theater. And then narrative, now it's storytelling. So most of the time,
Yeah,
if you're keen with
narrative.
my poems, I storytell a lot. And that is why earlier I was introducing myself. So I've storytelled many poems. I've talked about suicide. I've talked about mental health. I've talked about early forced marriage. I've talked about like a lot of things. And I've had people reaching out to me saying that, bro, not only just through my social media platform, but after shows, I get people reaching out to me, not only just South Sudanese, but also even Kenyans and other people saying that I relate to what you're saying, and it has really touched me in some kind of a way. And thank you for preaching this message.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, you mentioned earlier that you got discouraged at some point when like poetry has no market, people don't give you attention and stuff. Have you changed that?
You know, I'm not the one that is in a position to change that. For mine, I'm doing the
You
craft.
are in a position to change that because when you're speaking out to people, they are hearing you. So it's like everyone wants to know what you're talking about, the
Now,
message you're giving
So
out.
so here's the thing. Whenever I say that people have not accepted it, I can't force them to accept. Now that's why I'm saying I can't change that. So
Did
what
it discourage you in a point?
it did. There's a time that I almost gave up on poetry.
Why didn't you give up?
Why I didn't give up? Because I told myself I'm not here to impress. I'm here to inspire. Yeah, so that alone gave me the push to keep going. And the young crowd that reaches out, the one or two people that reach out and say, bro, what you're doing is really good, you're inspiring, keep going. Those are the people that keep me going. So as much as they don't want to accept, it's up to them. But as long as I know what I'm doing and what I'm preaching is for the goodness of the community,
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
Okay.
Yes.
What accolades have you attained so far in poetry?
So recently, I got my first nomination. After 7 years of doing poetry, I got my first nomination at the South Theatre Academy, that is STA.
Okay.
It's a awarding ceremony that happens mostly. It used to happen here. I don't know what happened to them. They left.
They
They've
went back
abandoned
home.
us. If you're watching this, you come back. We have talented youth over here. So they left us. They went to South Sudan. So it was this last. We're already in 2024. Yeah. So last year in 2023, it was happening in Juba. So I got nominated in the category of Best Poet of the Year, and by God's grace, I won. So that was my first award. I'm yet to receive the award because it's still in Juba. Someone will bring it for me because they were doing the event when it was holiday time. So everybody went for Christmas.
Okay.
So I'll be getting it recently, and once I get it, I'll update you guys. So that is the only award that I have. Apart from that,
There's no any other small achievements.
achievements. I've got okay. Back in high school, I have a lot of trophies, but I don't count that because I was
You should
in
count them because that's where you began from.
no, yeah, that's where I began. But I'm talking about getting outside the community because I was like within
Okay,
the
yeah.
school, you know, the students. I've got a lot of trophies for my former high school.
Okay.
Like almost I can't even count. But yeah, but the main one, I think this is the recent one that I got. Yes.
Okay. So what are your plans for this year?
What are my plans for this year? Hey, you guys are not ready. Yo, my plan. So I can't.
Give us updates.
I
Tell
can't
us.
put them out, all of them, because
Tell us a few.
My
now.
enemies may be watching they say in Swahili that wanaenda kwa mganga wanieke kwa chupa.
So tell the people that love you then.
Okay, so obvious my enemies love me too and they hate me. So here's the thing. This year this is something that I've already put out in the public. This year I'm dropping my EP, my extended play, that has a track of like 5 poems. I'm still writing it right now. I'll be dropping it, and then after that I'll be having a tour for the EP. That is, I'll be performing. I'll have a show in Kakuma. I'll have a show in Eldoret, Nakuru, and then we finished with Nairobi now.
That's this year.
This year.
That's the plan for this year.
That is one of the plan. That's not even the only plan. That's one of the plans. And then apart from that, also I'm planning to broaden my advocacy for refugees, and also to make sure that my brand is well packaged, because there's nothing good like being professional. That is now when you get brands deals, that's when you get endorsement, that's when you get people getting serious with you, because if you joke, they'll see you as a joke, and nobody wants to associate with jokes. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yes.
So guys, we are expecting a lot from Poet K2. A lot of it. So prepare for him. He'll give us updates on everything that is
You're
going
not
to
ready.
We are very ready.
You're not ready.
We are ready for you. And what are you expecting in the future? That's this year. Now tell us more. We want more.
You know,
we want more.
The future can be in 1 hour time.
Doesn't matter.
It can be in 3 hours time. So my future. What are my future plans?
What are your future plans?
Yes, my future plans in the next, say 5 to 3 years. I want to be on international stages, not only just within Africa, but also to advocate outside Africa. Yes, so those are some of my plans, and also I want to inspire other poets to come up and help them, because obviously I'll not be here forever.
Yeah.
There must be a generation that will come after us. So I want to mentor other people. So
are they reaching out to you?
They are from different. Even right now, 20 minutes ago, before we started this event show, there's a young lady from Eldoret that reached out. She's a Kenyan. She reached out and said, I don't know where she got my number, but she said that she would like to have me as her mentor. And the funny part is, she's been doing poetry for 7 years.
Like you?
Yes.
And she takes you as her mentor.
Now, that's not my main focus. The main thing, the message in this thing is, for the last 7 years, nobody has been supporting her to make her reach this level of like, for her to preach more. Yeah. So that is why for these last 7 years she's been discouraged. That's why she's not been out that much. For this last 7 years she's been down. For this last 7 years she's not been getting directions. So as people like her reaching out, that is now where I come in. That's where my work starts for the future plans. Yes.
And what can you tell our fans? Give us a parting shot for our fans.
Ooh. So, to the young beautiful lady outside there that will one day be my wife, the mother to my 19 unborn children. Yes, you heard me right. 19. The new pure generation I want us to give birth to. The one that will have the other portion of my heart. The one that I'll even call baby before we even have one. Hi. Allow me to introduce myself from a far distance before we even meet. I go by the name Chol Matiop Chol, but most people call me K2. I'm a poet, so I fell in love with words before I even fall for you. And I'm sorry for that. Please forgive me. I'm from a motherland that gives birth to tall, dark giants. That's South Sudan. I was raised and brought up by an African mother who taught me that, my son, when choosing a wife, don't let the natural allowances that they have deceive you. Because you see, she may have mountains behind her back, but when you guys quarrel in a relationship, the echo of the sound may make the mountain crumble and end the marriage. So choose from the heart and the manners that she has. I don't know what type of men you like, but three things define me. I'm tall, dark, and handsome. Okay, the other one I leave it up to you to decide when we meet physically. But please don't disappoint me. Don't break my heart. I'm not bragging by saying all of this, but honestly speaking, I think I'm a full package. I'm a type of a man that will give you slow morning kisses on a Monday, tight warm hugs on a Tuesday, flatter with you the entire Wednesday, teach you about how to handle hardship in life on a Thursday, take you to my parents for blessings on a Friday, and then make babies on a Saturday, and then go on our knees and tell the Almighty Father, thank you for the life that you've given us on a Sunday. So how lucky are you? We may have not met yet, but something tells me that you've got a cute face, a face that reflects the brighter future that we'll have and the family that we'll raise together. We may have not met yet, but something tells me that you've got manners that will make my daughter proud to call you a mother and a role model. We may have not met yet, but something tells me that you've got a personality that will teach my son how to treat ladies like a gentleman. So, tell your neighbor who's now stalking on you wherever you are that he's totally wasting his time. Because destiny has already told me that you and I are meant for each other. And in case we don't meet here on earth, I'm 100% sure we'll meet in the afterlife. So to my future wife, my last question is, will you marry me?
Ladies, ladies, answer that question from K2.
No, wait. That is a poem, man. I'm a married man. Yo, don't get me in trouble with my madam at home. I know she's watching.
Answer him. If yes,
I got a
reach
wife.
out,
I got
reach
a wife
out.
through that poem.
Really?
Yes.
Do you want to tell us about that?
That is how powerful. That is how powerful.
Please tell us about
Okay, so
that.
my current, my. Why am I even saying my current as if she will leave? I'm sorry, babe. So, my wife, we met with her in high school through poetry. There's a time you remember in high school where people do setup, nene set books. So there's a theater that had come and do set books, and they were doing set book, and then later on they wanted entertainment. So I was well known in school, so they said K2 will come and perform for the entertainment. So the girls' school had come. So once I started performing, later on, we interacted with her, and as they say, the rest is history. Yes, and she's Mrs. Chol right now. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to reach out to any of my platforms, you want to see more of my work, you can go to Facebook. Facebook, I have a page, Poet K, and then 2 in words. On Instagram, it's Poet_2 K, and then 2 in number. TikTok, which is my biggest platform, you get Poet_K 2 in number. And on WhatsApp, it's Safaricom. Yeah.
Do you want to give them your number?
That's confidential.
They may want to reach out.
No. I know them. I know them.
We have heard from K2
Yep.
a lot of interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
How he became a poet, the poems that he has performed, the achievement he has had. Reach out to him from all the platforms that he has mentioned. And this brings us to the end of our show today. This is SGN. Thank you.
Na tumeenda.